A lot of people with sleep deprivation. It affects their job, their home life. At Room to Room, we want to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress, and that's why we brought in this technology. It shows you what you need. We want to do the assessment and find exactly what's perfect for you.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Good afternoon and welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I'm meteorologist Gabe Boehner, and another great day across North Mississippi, but another hot day, and those temperatures have been the story, gradually increasing as the week goes on, but luckily for a minor few, getting some of that rain-cooled relief. So those pop-up showers do continue, emphasis on the for some, and those are mainly out there towards the Mississippi Delta, and also seeing some there towards the northeast part of North Mississippi. We'll track those here in just a moment. Temperatures continue to climb into the weekend, and I do want to say, with a few of those pop-up showers, one of those threatening the area where Matt is, joining us live from Northeast Mississippi Community College. Hopefully avoiding any of those games, but we are fingers crossed on that forecast as that sporadic development continues into our evening plans. Those continue into that 7, 8, and 9 o'clock threshold. You can see temperatures dwindling overnight, 86 by 6, 76 by 9, much more comfortable forecast. And overnight heading into our Friday morning, yes, end of the work week is here. We will be enjoying much better conditions and much more cooler conditions for at least the start of the day before those temperatures really start to climb into that extended forecast. So joining us right now, as I mentioned, Chief Meteorologist Matt Laupon, live in the field at Northeast Mississippi Community College. Matt, I do want to say connection seems a little bit spotty, but I think we'll be able to get away with it. We'll try it out, but fingers crossed on that. But how's it feeling out there heat-wise, and are you ready for the game that we're going to be experiencing here in a few moments?
You get ready for the game. Our tailgate, I didn't realize how spot was. So we might come back with this here in just a minute, Gabe, toward the end of this. I'm going to double check. Yeah, that's real spotty. How about this, Gabe? Let's go ahead and when you get to the next 24, I'll make sure I'm connected properly so we can get a better shot there. I didn't realize how spotty that got.
It's all good. Hey, when people start arriving, the connection starts to get a little bit weaker, but we'll figure it out and we'll get back on there here in just a moment. So, yeah, we'll be back with you here in a few minutes. So let's get back into the Room to Room Weather Center to track a little bit more on that forecast. And what we're tracking here is dry conditions for the most part and hot temperatures across North Mississippi. Amory coming in with 91 degrees right now. You do see some of those cumulus clouds having that horizontal development. There is some vertical component there, so that could produce a few of those pop-up showers, but those primarily up there towards the north, towards Prentiss, Alcorn, and Tishomingo County. Cleveland, 90 degrees, and you're getting that same look there with some of those pop-up cumulus clouds, but no rainfall expected in Cleveland as of right now. Those winds coming out of the southwest, building in some of that heat, and that's why we're just getting those hotter and hotter temperatures into that extended forecast, especially into the weekend. Edinburgh, 90 degrees, feeling like 90 as well. Some of that northwest wind making it feel a little bit more comfortable, but for areas getting those winds out of the south, might up those temperatures a few degrees as well as a result of some of that warm up. So here we go, Greenwood. I mean, we're getting some of that southerly wind into the area, feeling like 95 degrees this afternoon. So that humidity not going to be overbearing, but definitely will be noticed with a few increases in those temperatures. Even if it's just a degree or two, we're still getting that effect. Temperatures 90 in Boonville, like I mentioned, 84 towards Iuka. This is where some of that rain-cooled air is happening, so that's why you're getting some of those returns around 79 degrees. Now, it's very limited on those rain chances, so we got very lucky as it went over that sensor, but I mean, really for the rest of us, going to be those low 90s, and even in Corinth, once those rain showers do clear, I mean, we're going to be seeing much warmer temperatures as a result. 91 Amory, like I mentioned, 92 Eupora, and 94 Belzona and Greenwood. Feels like values. I mean, we were bumping it up a few degrees with 95 Greenwood, 95 Greenville. So there you're getting a few, at least 1 to 2 degree difference from those actual temperatures to how it feels outside. And there we go. Even in Corinth, still feeling like 90 despite some of that rain cold air entering into the region. So we're really just going to be enjoying some of those warmer temperatures even into that evening forecast. Cycling this over the last hour or so, we can see some of that sporadic development that happened over Alcorn County, Tishomingo County getting a few, and I see that we have one moving through Union County right along Highway 348 closer to I-22. That's going to be our best chance at a few of those downpours. Let's jump to the latest scan on our radar and jump over there to Union County. Here you're getting it around the Parks and Alpine community, and that's where we're getting those best chances of rainfall. Here you're getting 348, so that's really right over the top of you guys right now. I know some family that is very happy about getting that rainfall, so happy for you guys, but share the love a little bit. We all need it across North Mississippi. Let's go over the last 30 minutes so we can get an exact track on this, as it has trended a little bit more southeast. You can definitely see it's not a fast-moving storm, but as we jump to that latest scan and take it out over that that extended path, we're going to take it right on that leading edge. And I'm not talking much. I would say 10 miles an hour on that track. Mount Vernon, 549, and Beach Springs by about 601. So that's going to be on the north side of Tupelo. So like I said, we are fingers crossed on that forecast and at least getting a few of those rain chances here on the Lee County side of things. Now over in Cleveland, I did say it was dry because it was dry in downtown Cleveland. But as we jump on the east side of Highway 61, we're definitely getting some of that development towards Lynn. And we're going to do the same thing we did on the other one, take it about 30 minutes. And you can see very little movement. So Halstead, hope you're getting all the rainfall you needed, because you are right in the top, or right, should I say, at the bottom of that downpour. And that's not moving much. I mean, whenever we're talking about movement, I mean, I would say 5 miles an hour at most. And so as we take that out, 5 miles an hour, it'll reach the Steiner area, 535, Roundaway, 601. But that's the extent of the showers we have in North Mississippi right now. So the majority of us, 98% of us, staying on the drier side, and that's how it'll continue overnight with a few more of these pop-up showers happening in the area. But are not overly high. Don't count on that. And those rainfall totals, whenever we populate in a few of those, I mean, we're talking up to an inch in some of those isolated locations. I did say on the east side of Cleveland, it's just basically been a stalled out storm. So it's right over the top of that same area and producing some decent rainfall outputs. But aside from that, I mean, we're not getting much, up to a half inch in a few locations. Corinth did get a decent output earlier, about an inch there, but definitely need a little bit more of that, especially whenever we're talking about that drought monitor that continues to get worse and worse as each week passes. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, that surface analysis does have that front that's just been teasing us over the past few days, continuing to do so, dipping down there towards New York and Pennsylvania, but not anywhere close to North Mississippi, staying on the drier side. We just have a little bit of that disturbance there, that we're getting a few of those pop-up showers, interaction of those two high pressure centers that are just basically the shear axis right over the top of us. So that's what we're getting here in Mississippi, staying on the drier side for the majority of us. That was a large part of those rain showers, primarily out there towards Florida and way out towards the northwest, far away from where we are. Let's take it into Futurecast and go through the next couple of hours, and you will definitely see that we do have the chance at a few more of those showers developing into those overnight hours. So there you go, 7:30, those pop-up showers still sticking around the area, and those even build a little bit more there towards the 9 and 10 o'clock hours, so upping that to about 20% chance. That's going to be your best chance of getting that rainfall. But if you live west of 45 or along and south of Highway 82, not really expecting any showers for you guys. This is primarily going to be the far northeast section of North Mississippi that will have the best chance of getting rainfall, and even that is very slim. Those chances try to linger into the forecast along northwest Alabama closer to 2 and 3 a.m. before all those chances really dissolve out together, and that disturbance carries off more towards Birmingham and Tuscaloosa for your Friday morning. But that's not the end of the rain chances. We do have some rain chances heading into the next 24. That'll primarily be towards your mid to late afternoon. Only about 10% coverage, so not very high, and we're not even nearly as high as what we had for today. These are going to be very light, non-impactful showers, and so football games will be able to continue as planned. But one of the things that we were talking about earlier about is football games tonight over at Northeast Mississippi Community College. I know that the Tigers have a big game tonight, and so Matt, hopefully a little bit better connection.
The first night you did the Friday night fever.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. I'm just sitting here chatting with President Ford here with Northeast Mississippi Community College. Looks like our connection's still a little jumpy here, but that just means there's a lot here, right?
Yeah, a lot of folks out here.
So thank you so much for, inviting us up here today. And again, it's a little choppy, but people at home should be able to hear us.
All right.
This is first home game of the year. I know you're excited, get the community involved. Excited just, full year.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things we want to do is everything we do is geared towards community and getting the community involved in it, whether it be right here in Boonville on our main campus, but we have 4 other campuses too, in the Albany, Rickley, Corinth, and Iuka. So we try to get all those communities involved in the things we're doing. And my philosophy, the more people you have involved in something, the better you're going to be at it. So we're excited about tonight. We're excited about recognizing first responders, military, fire department, police, and all those people. They do such a tremendous job, and a lot of times a thankless job. So we're to recognize those guys, and then the tailgate here is just a community event, and just a great time for everybody.
Yeah, just getting people excited, about what you guys do, because you guys doing a great job, supporting this area. I mean, the baseline for most jobs and industry in this region that we're in here comes from you.
Well, yeah. We're one of the driving forces in economic development. We provide all the workforce training for all the industry, all the manufacturing, and then we also provide the academic portion of it, which goes to students that transfer on. So, we're just proud to be a partner with them.
Well, we appreciate y'all partnering with us here at Mississippi Live.
Thank you guys for coming up too.
Yeah, I'm glad. Liz said free food. So I mean, that almost always works.
Absolutely.
Well, thank y'all so much. And again, big line of folks here. Band was lined up, a little bit ago. The community tailgate. Again, I apologize that it looks like our connection choppy on that. I'll try to kind of see if we can clean that up for our next one up here. I'll probably just go off the main cell phone as opposed to the hotspot here. But Gabe, we do have a couple fall on us though. If I tilt the camera way up, you can see that the clouds themselves, I have quite a bit of clear up there despite that. So luckily it's just very limited amounts of precipitation coming from any of that at this point here. And hopefully we can keep it that way for the game. But obviously, again, you got that dual idea. We really need some rainfall pretty badly. And you're talking drought monitor eventually, right?
Yes, and we're going to have the latest look at that as it did come out earlier this morning, and not exactly a good scenario, especially with the dry forecast coming up.
Okay. Well, can't wait to hear that.
Well, stay cool out there. I know it's a toasty forecast, and if you need to, grab the umbrella just in case. But, I mean, with how sporadic this is, I think you'll be okay for the game later on this evening. Matt will be touching base with you shortly, but thank you so much for joining us, and have fun out there at the community tailgate. But let's go ahead and get back here in the Room to Room Weather Center and talk about the next 24, because we do have dry conditions to start, 10% chances into the afternoon, and I know whenever it comes to our Friday evening, our concern starts to rise just a little bit more when we see those percentages lining up. Well, we'll be tracking that here in just a moment in the next 60 of a more detailed forecast on where those showers happen, what to expect, what impacts to expect, and of course your football forecast for tonight, your football forecast for Friday, and your SEC football forecast coming up for your Saturday. We'll have all of that in full detail coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
In 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Welcome back into Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I mean, a beautiful day. You saw it on Matt's live shot there. The beautiful clear skies. Yes, a few pop-up cumulus clouds, but overall the dry conditions have persisted, and so have those hot temperatures. 90 degrees in Macon as we head into our Thursday evening, but winds still coming out of the northeast by about 5 to 10 miles an hour, keeping that dry air around. But those southerly winds definitely impacting some folks out west. That's where that humidity factor, that mugginess factor, at least bumping up a few degrees on that extended forecast, especially for our afternoon forecast. Winona, 91 degrees, feeling like 95. Again, good part of that is from that southerly wind cycling in some of that moisture. So yes, we are getting some more of those, I'm not going to say unbearable feeling air, but we are getting at least some warmer temperatures and for our Thursday forecast. Rolling Fork 94, feeling like 99, my word. But luckily those winds still a little bit breezy, so about 5 to 10 miles an hour will be a nice way to cool off with these hot conditions. Temperature wise, we're sitting at 91 in Houston, Bruce, Amory, 90 around Starkville, and 93 towards Columbus. Matt, over in the Boonville area, 88 degrees this evening, so it is still a hot one. But we do notice there is a little bit of blue whenever we talk about that temperature change over the past 24 hours. Reason why? Because there were some showers popping up, and that's provided some rain-cooled air. So yes, I know it's showing some changes, at least a cooling change, but that's just a result of some of that moisture. Shows how important rainfall is this time of year, because it'll help cool us off, and not only that, but also give us some much-needed rainfall. The rest of us, 3, 4, 5 degree temperature change, so that warming trend still in full effect heading into that forecast. But I did mention needed rainfall. Well, here's the latest look at the drought monitor here for Mississippi Live Weather. We talked about how that area that was sitting without the drought monitor is now covered by that drought monitor, that level 1 now into parts of Monroe, Clay, Oktibbeha, and Choctaw County. There is still a sliver that is not covered with that drought monitor, so that is the area that we're watching for to at least potentially be added to that next week without that rainfall in the forecast. But those areas that need it, Boonville, Corinth, Tishomingo, I mean, we're definitely in need of those showers, and luckily for some folks up there, got a little bit of it. I know my family, my mom-in-law told me that Ellistown was getting a shower. That was that area I highlighted earlier in Union County, so verifying that it is making it to the surface, and that does make a difference with this drought monitor. But that level 3, that severe drought monitor, now impacting parts of DeSoto County down there towards Hernando and Senatobia, and even around the Batesville area towards Panola County. So we expected that, but it's just not exactly something you excitedly wait for. It's an unfortunate situation because that does cause some concerns for our crops. That does cause some concerns for burning in the future. So it's just going to be something we have to monitor over the next couple of weeks. Mississippi Live Weather Radar does have a few of those showers still lingering there in the northwest Lee County area. I'm hopeful. I mean, Manor Household is not far from there, so maybe we get a few drops over there, and that'll be good for, I know our gardens, all gardens across North Mississippi need that. Cleveland's still getting a few of those pop-up showers, our heaviest portions right along Highway 61 east of Cleveland, so watching for that, but definitely not what is the word I'm looking for? Definitely needing all of that, and definitely excited to be receiving that here in North Mississippi. You have this boundary that we've been watching that's been providing a few of those showers. That, of course, transitioning more southeast, and that'll take a lot of those rain chances with it, so just dwindling more and more overnight. But some of that disturbance will linger in the forecast for our Friday afternoon. Looking at that Tigercast, our Northeast Mississippi Tigercast for tonight's game, 83 degrees pregame, 76 by halftime, and 72 towards that final snap. Of course, isolated showers possible in and around the Prentiss County area, so keep that umbrella handy. But for a lot of us, we will not need that umbrella at all. Let's go ahead and take Futurecast through your Thursday evening to walk through those rain chances. You can see how those develop out there towards Cleveland. This is a little bit later on that time frame as we're seeing those showers in Cleveland right now, and it's 5:17. So basically move this forecast up a couple of hours. That's where you're getting that shower that's moving through Union County. Expects a little bit of back building into that forecast by 6 and 7 o'clock. So possible to see more development into that extended forecast, and we're keeping eyes on that as we head further into our Thursday evening. More development there towards Florence, Alabama, that extending into parts of Marion County in Alabama. Some heavy portions as well there towards the northwest parts of Alabama. So that's our area we're watching for, but like I said, it's about a 2-hour difference from where models are positioning the showers compared to where they are right now. So yes, it says 2 a.m. We'd line that up with around midnight into our Futurecast overnight. So by the time we get towards 1, 2, and 3 o'clock in the morning, no showers expected, a much drier forecast in our area, and a lot of those showers actually transitioning more towards Alabama. But with that moisture in the area, it does definitely blanket the sky a bit more than what it has been. So temperature is not as cool to start the day. 66 Oxford, Water Valley, Holly Springs, 67 Senatobia, and we're seeing 68 towards Columbus. So a warmer forecast, or at least a more mild forecast, as we head out to school for the final day of the week. Yes, Friday is here, and we're so excited for it. Pickup in the morning at the school bus will be 67 degrees and 93 towards drop-off. Plenty of sunshine all day long, but that drop-off might have a few pop-up showers for a few of us. Let's go ahead and get into that forecast. So this is your Friday morning, and you see a lot of that moisture carried out there towards Alabama, leaving us with clear conditions for our morning commute. Those conditions linger there towards mid to late morning before more isolated showers start to move back into the forecast by mid to late afternoon. We'll see that right here by about 3 o'clock on your Friday, how those become a little bit more apparent and very, cyclical nature. It's going to be very sporadic development that will continue to happen all across North Mississippi. So if you're lucky enough, we could be heading home to a few showers, and those school buses will definitely need those windshield wipers on, at least for a few brief moments. Those continue in the forecast towards 4, 5, and even towards 6 o'clock before those chances really carry out away from our region, and we'll be good for those football forecasts. If anything, it's the perfect timing because it does at least give us some needed rainfall without impacting any of our events. So high temperatures with some of that rain-cooled air will not be reaching the mid to upper 90s, but if it's a dry forecast, which for a large majority of us here in North Mississippi, it will be, well, then we're talking mid to upper 90s across the region with 97 Greenwood, 96 Clarksdale, 94 Senatobia, and 93 over here towards Tupelo and Amory. Feels like values at least making it bearable. It will be adding a few degrees, but compared to where we usually see heat indices this time of year, we'll definitely take the double-digit forecast, at least the low to mid 90s. Just still make sure to stay hydrated and stay cool through the day. So your high school game of the week forecast, sponsored by Casey Lott. We will be over there in Hatley tomorrow evening, walking through that forecast a bit more and possibly even dodging a few showers in the process because you do see pregame 87 degrees, halftime 79, and final snap 73. Those rain chances dissipating out overnight, so not going to be nearly as impactful as what it could potentially be around kickoff. So 8 p.m., you already see the dry conditions moving into the region, and that's how it'll be for 9 and 10 o'clock. So if those games even went into a few overtimes, we'll still be looking good and staying dry in that process. So overnight into our Saturday, we know we have college football kickoff around this time. So what do we need to know? Well, what we first need to know is over there towards Tuscaloosa, staying on the drier side for that kickoff against the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll get into that forecast here in just a moment, but let's stay fixated on North Mississippi. And you might notice that we are staying dry for the entirety of the day. No rain chances expected within that forecast and plenty of sunshine all day long. So if you have any plans that are outdoors that you need to get done, Saturday is your day if you can stay cool in the process. And of course, those conditions linger into our Sunday as well. So we're shaping up for another beautiful weekend across North Mississippi, but a beautifully hot weekend at that because high temperatures still around the low to mid 90s, and those feels like values well into the low to mid 90s as well. So heat indices lining up exactly with those temperatures, meaning that drier air still dominating our forecast despite temperatures on the climb. So let's get into those football forecasts. Your SEC football forecast sponsored by Carl Hogan. You can see kickoff at 11 a.m. It is going to be a toasty forecast, but from what it was this time 24 hours ago, it's shaping up to be at least a few degrees cooler. Final snap yesterday, we were tracking 96 degrees, at least being taken down to about 91 by that final snap as we head further into the afternoon. And if it's a post-game celebration for the Badgers or for the Crimson Tide, it'll be shaping up to be a dry forecast that we can all take advantage of and enjoy over there in Tuscaloosa. Alcorn State taking on Mississippi State in Starkville, and you can see since it's an evening game, temperatures start hot, 87 degrees, but cool off by halftime, 79, and final snap we're sitting around 76 degrees. Clear as can be all day long, so that's going to be a great forecast, but try not to get burned as you are in the stands, and of course try to stay hydrated, especially early on in the game and early on into those tailgates. Your football forecast, Arkansas at Ole Miss, kickoff around 6 p.m. Same thing as Starkville, going to be cooling off overnight since the timing of the game lines up around that nighttime forecast, so should be a good game there against the Razorbacks in Oxford tomorrow evening. Make sure to tune in. It's going to be an exciting game. Saturday, Sunday, 93, 95, and then we're heading into the upper 90s early next week with Monday and Tuesday, 96 and 97 respectively. We do see dry conditions once again lasting all weekend long and into the start of our work week, but we could have the potential at a few showers late next week watching that forecast, but really our next best chance of rainfall will be early into our fall season. That's talking about 22nd, 23rd of September, and we're of course going to walk through that in more detail as we move into Mississippi Live Weather at 6. So we cannot wait to see you then to walk through the latest details on that forecast. And speaking of forecast, Matt is going to be giving us the latest from Northeast Mississippi Community College right before their game, giving us what we need to know for that forecast ahead. So go join him in Boonville for a great game this evening with the Tigers, but also just tune in at 6 for the very latest on what you need to know for your Thursday evening plans. You can download the app and get the latest information for where you are, locally located, whether that's in Boonville or all across North Mississippi, or the state of Mississippi or the United States. It goes everywhere you go. iOS and Android right here. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the latest version of the app today. And of course, you can tune into our next broadcast. I mentioned the next one at 6 p.m. here in the next 30 minutes or so. And of course, we'll be following that up at 10 p.m. with the latest model runs, the latest on what you need to know for your forecast heading into your Friday. And we're always readily available with our morning show at 6:30, 7, and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley. We hope you guys have a great next 36 minutes or so, and we'll see you back here for Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
You may see a teen struggling to find his way. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we see a teen gaining the confidence and skills to land his first job. Kids today need people to see their potential and help them achieve it. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we do whatever it takes to help kids succeed. Because when we see young people, we see limitless possibilities. Do you? Join us. Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures.
Growing up, Gabe was naturally curious. When he began to discover weather, Gabe just didn't want to know what was happening, but he wanted to know why it was happening. Gabe became fascinated with tornadoes, and it impacted his life. He wanted to pursue a career in meteorology. Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.